Welcome back to Character Construction, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. For today's build, I decided to go with none other than the warrior princess herself, Wonder Woman. The goals are as follows. First, we gotta be able to replicate her superpowers. Then we gotta make her a warrior princess. Finally, we gotta be a team player by being a Justice Leaguer. The stats for Wonder Woman are as follows. Strength comes in at 15, Dexterity is a 10, Constitution is a 13, Intelligence is a 12, Wisdom is an 8, and finally, Charisma is a 14. Our race is none other than the Protector Aasimar. This grants us +2 to our Charisma and +1 to our Wisdom. First up, we gain Healing Hands, allowing you to heal a creature as an action up to your level, and recharges on a long rest. Next up, we gain Celestial Resistance, granting resistance to radiant and necrotic damage. Next up, we gain Dark Vision, allowing you to see in the dark up to 60 feet. And finally, we can cast a light cantrip. Our background is none other than Knight of the Order. This grants us proficiency in Persuasion and Religion, and also grants us a language of our choice. Finally, we gain the feature Knightly Regard, basically allowing you to take advantage of the fact that you're a member of the Justice League as well as an Amazon. However, keep in mind, you also have to consider the drawbacks that come with it as well. Level 1, we're going to take our first level in Fighter. First level fighters gain Second Wind, allowing you to heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action. Then we gain the Unarmed Fighting Style. This allows us to do 1d6 unarmed strike damage. And at the start of your turn, if you are grappling a creature, you deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to it. Next up, we gain Athletics and History as our two skills of choice. Finally, we gain proficiency in Strength and Constitution saving throws. Level 2, we're going to take our first level in Paladin. Being a first level Paladin grants us Divine Sense. This allows you to sense undead, celestials, and fiends within 60 feet of you. And within that same 60-foot range, you also get sense if a ground or object has been consecrated or desecrated, and you get to use this 1 plus your Charisma modifier for a day. Next up, we gain Lay on Hands. You have a pool of healing points equal to 5 times your Paladin level, and as an action, you can heal as many points out of that pool as you can. Alternatively, you can spend 5 points to remove poison or disease. Level 3, we're going to take another level in Paladin. This grants us Dueling Fighting Style. As long as we have one weapon in our hand, those weapons automatically deal 2 extra damage. Don't worry, we have a shield in our hand, so we are totally okay. Next up, we gain Divine Smite. When you hit with a melee attack roll, you deal 2d8 damage per spell slot expended, and if the creature is a fiend or an undead, you deal an additional 1d8 damage, and as you level up, the higher spell slot you spend, you get an extra d8 per spell slot above first. Next up, we gain Shield of Faith. With concentration up to 1 minute, you have 2d AC. Next up, we gain Cure Wounds. You can touch a creature, healing it 1d8 plus your Charisma modifier. Next up, we gain Protection from Evil and Good. Aberrations, Celestials, Elementals, Fae, Fiends, and Undead have disadvantage on attack rolls against you, and you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them, with concentration up to 10 minutes. Next up, we gain Bless. 3 creatures add 1d4 to their attack rolls and saving throws, with concentration up to 1 minute. Finally, we gain Radiant Soul. Congratulations, now we can fly. As an action, you can start to fly 30 feet per turn, and while the 1 minute is still active, you deal an additional radiant damage equal to your level with anytime you cast a spell or anytime you hit with an attack. Level 4, we're going to take a third level in Paladin. Being a third level Paladin grants us Divine Health. This makes you immune to disease. Next up, we gain 2 channel divinity options from our Oath, which is none other than Oath of Glory. First up, we have Peerless Athlete. As a bonus action for the next 10 minutes, you have advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks, and you can carry, push, and drag, and lift twice as much as normal, and the distance you could jump increases by 10 feet. Next up, we gain Inspiring Smite. After you deal damage to a creature with your Divine Smite, as a bonus action, you can distribute temporary hit points to people within 30 feet of you equal to 2d8 plus your level. Finally, we gain some bonus spells. First up, we have Guiding Bolt. I'm not going to go over the details for this. One of them doesn't exactly shoot light out of our hands. Next up, we have Heroism. Heroism makes you immune to the frightened condition, and you can gain temporary hit points equal to your Charisma modifier at the start of your turns, with concentration up to 1 minute. Level 5, We're going to take another level in Paladin. Being a 4th level Paladin grants us an ability score improvement. We're going to put 1 point to our Strength and 1 point to our Constitution. Next up, we gain 1 more spell. We're going to go with Divine Favor. With concentration up to 1 minute, your weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage. Level 6, we're going to take another level in Paladin. Being a 5th level Paladin grants us extra attack. Meaning when you take the attack action, you can attack twice instead of once. And because we're in Oath of Glory Paladin, we gain 2 more bonus spells. First up, we have Enhance Ability. With concentration up to 1 hour, you gain 1 of the following effects. You have advantage on Constitution checks, and you gain 2d6 temporary hit points. Or, you have advantage on Strength checks, and your carrying capacity doubles. Stacked out with Purest Acid, that'd be quite strong. You also have advantage on Dexterity checks, and doesn't take falling damage from 23 or less. Or you have advantage on Charisma checks, Intelligence checks, or Wisdom checks. Next up, we have Magic Weapon. Magic Weapon allows you to turn a weapon of your choice into a magical weapon, granting it +1 on attack and damage rolls. Moving on to level 7, we're going to take a 6th level Paladin. Being 6th level Paladin grants us Aura of Protection. You and 8 creatures within 10 feet of you get to add your Charisma modifier to all saving throws you make. Next up, we gain another spell, so we're going to go with Stone of Truth. Now you'll be able to replicate the Lasso of Truth. Any creature within the Lasso of Truth within a 15-foot radius must make a Charisma saving throw, and if it fails, it cannot tell a lie. You know whether a creature passes or fails the saving throw. Moving on to level 8, we're going to take our 7th level Paladin. 7th level Paladins gain another feature from their oath. We gain Aura of Alacrity. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet for permanent, and in addition, if your lungs are incapacitated, the walking speed of any ally who starts their turn within 5 feet of you increases their movement speed by 10 feet until the end of that turn. Level 9, we're going to take our 8th level in Paladin. 8th level Paladins gain ability score improvement. We're going to put 2 more points to our Charisma, making our spells, social skills, and our saving throws better. Next up, we gain 2 more spells. We're going to go with Spiritual Weapon for our first one. Now you can create the Lasso of Truth as a weapon. When initially cast, you can make a melee attack roll with the weapon, and on a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your Charisma modifier. And as a bonus action on each of your other turns, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet, and then make an attack as a bonus action. Next up, we gain Protection from Poison. If you are currently poisoned when the spell is cast, you will effectively neutralize it. Then, for the duration of 1 hour, you have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and you have resistance to poison damage. Level 10, we're going to take our 9th and final level in Paladin, and because we're an Oath of Glory Paladin, we gain 2 more bonus spells. First up is Haste. With concentration up to 1 minute, you gain +2 to your AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you can take an additional action per turn, which you can either attack, dash, disengage, or hide. However, once the spell ends, you basically lose your next turn as you are stunned. Next up, we gain Protection from Energy. With up to 1 hour of concentration, you gain resistance to either fire, acid, cold, thunder, or lightning damage. Level 11, we're going to take another level in Fighter now. 2nd level Fighters gain Action Surge. Action Surge allows you to take an additional action per turn and recharges on a short and long rest. Level 12, we're going to take another level in Fighter. 3rd level Fighters gain a subclass. We're going to go with the Eldritch Knight. Being an Eldritch Knight grants us Weapon Bond. For our purposes, it means we can't be disarmed. Next up, we gain the Message Cantrip. This allows you to telepathically communicate with a creature within 120 feet of you. Basically allow you to use the intercoms I use as part of the Justice League, or you can say she shouts really loud. Next up, we gain Mending. This allows you to make small repairs in your items. Finally, we gain the Shield spell. Shield spell allows you to add 5 to your AC as a reaction. Next up, we gain Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave, when cast, each creature in the 15-foot cube which originates on you must make a Constitution saving throw, or take 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed back 10 feet. Next up, we gain Jump. This allows you to triple your jump distance for up to 1 minute. Level 13, we're going to take another level in Fighter. 4th level fighters gain the ability score improvement or a feat. We're actually going to pick the Warcaster feat. This allows us to have advantage on Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration on spells when we take damage. And most importantly, we can perform our somatic components of our spells even when we have a weapon and a shield in both of our hands. Finally, when the hostile creature's movement provokes an attack above returning from you, you can use a reaction to cast a spell instead. Next up, we're going to pick Absorb Elements. As a reaction, when you take damage from acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, you gain resistance to that spell until it expires your next turn. And also the first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 of that type until the spell ends. Level 14, we're taking another level of Fighter. Unfortunately, because we have extra attack from Paladin, we unfortunately get nothing at this level. Level 15, we're taking another level in Fighter. 6 level fighters gain the ability score improvement. We're going to put 2 more points to our Charisma. Next up, we gain the Magic Missile spell. Magic Missile allows you to send 3 darts at a creature, hitting for 1d4 plus 1 force damage automatically. Think of this as her lasso is automatically hitting all the targets and can reach a really far distance. Level 16, we're taking another level in Fighter. Because we're 7th level Eldritch Knight, we can cast 2nd level spells. So our first one we're going to pick is Shatter. Shatter forces creatures in a 10-foot radius must make a Constitution saving throw or take 3d8 thunder damage. Next up, we gain more magic from our Eldritch Knight subclass. Anytime you cast a cantrip, you can make a bonus action attack right afterwards. Level 17, we're going to go with an 8th level in Fighter. 8th level fighters gain the ability score improvement or a feat. We're going to pick the Tough feat. This grants us an extra 2 hit points per level we have and increases every time we level up. Finally, we're going to pick the Blur spell. Any creature that tries to attack us has disadvantage as long as we concentrate for up to 1 minute. Moving on to our 9th level of Fighter. 9th level fighters gain Indomitable. This allows you to reroll 1 failed saving throw for long rest. Next up, we gain Earth's Tremor spell. Each creature in the 20-foot circle surrounded around you must make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 bludgeoning damage and fall prone. Next up, we gain the Thunderclap cantrip. Each creature within 5 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw or take 46 thunder damage. Level 19, we gain another Fighter level. This grants us another feature from our subclass. We gain Eldritch Strike. Whenever you hit with a weapon attack roll, the next saving throw a creature makes against one of your spells until the end of your next turn, they have disadvantage on that saving throw. We gain a Knock spell, allowing you to knock down doors, gates, whatever it needs to be knocked down, and even suppress the effects of Arcane Lock for 10 minutes. Level 20, we're going to take another level in Fighter. This grants us another extra attack, so now when we take the attack action, we attack 3 times. Finally, we gain Arcane Lock. Basically, in a nutshell, this allows you to make any open airway, such as a door, chest, window, whatever, accessible to only you and any person of your choice. There's more to this spell, but I'm not going to go into all the details because they're not important. The pros for this build are quite awesome. First off, you're a very good team player, with both your paladin abilities and your spells you have. Next up, you have very good saving throws. You have an average of +8 to your saving throws. Next up, you're also a very big hitter. The cons for this build are not as obvious. First off being concentration. You can only have concentration of 1 spell with concentration at a time. Next up, stealth missions. You are not sneaky. You wear heavy armor which has disadvantage on your stealth checks. Next up, your close range auras. Unless they're within 5 to 10 feet of you, they are not going to benefit from your awesome auras that you have as a paladin. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, comment down below which fictional character you want me to build next in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Take care.